How are you doing? Well, I really hope you are all doing good. As for me, as you can see, it is actually midsummer here in the Philippines. And just like you, during the previous years, we used to go outside during this season. Enjoy the blazing heat of the sun, the cold, calming waves at the beach, and even the warm sea breeze. While most of us enjoy and make the most of this summer vacation, many Filipinos out there do not forget their religious obligations. For example, during the month of March to April, we pause for a while and, of course, commemorate the sacrifices, the death, and the resurrection of our Lord Jesus Christ during the Lent season. And come by the month of May, many Filipinos devote this time to honor the mother of our Lord Jesus Christ, the Blessed Virgin Mary. In fact, there is a church that many pilgrims around the Philippines go to, especially during the month of May. I'm sure you know what church I'm pertaining to. It's none other than the Antipolo Church. I know you've been here, well, or not. It's okay, it doesn't matter. Come on and join me today as we talk about its wonderful history and the Antipolo popular devotion. The Antipolo Church serves as a home for the miraculous Brown Virgin. This lady has a title, Nuestra Señora de la Paz y Buen Viaje, or popularly known as Our Lady of Peace and Good Voyage. The image that we see today, the one at the altar, is actually the same image that arrived here in the Philippines in 1626. It came all the way from a parish in Acapulco, Mexico. Now, the Governor General, Juan Niño de Tabora, really wanted the image that he pleaded for it, and he brought it with him when he sailed from Acapulco to Manila, giving Our Lady the command of the ship with the title as Queen and his very own Reina y Gobernadora. What seems to be a whole image is actually only a bust. It was the practice that time that people would only render the head and the arms, assuming that the garment will already give the illusion of a full body image. Nevertheless, the garment is of fine cloth, richly embroidered over the complete image. The face and the arms are actually made up of dark brown hardwood. This is the same material being used in the image of Nazareno, the one in Quiapo, and the Santo Niño, the one in Ternate, Cavite.
Now, when you look at the face, especially the eyes, they are wide and thinly lidded. The orbs are perfectly round, while the lips, they are just two straight lines.
Looking at the face, you can see that the face is very gentle, just like the face of a mother being drawn by a child. Throughout the years, this hardwood has become darker and darker. In fact, up to this day, you will also notice the damages that it acquired, especially during the Chinese riot in 1639. The devotion to Our Lady was actually first the devotion of the Tagalogs. These are the Filipinos who reside within the nearby provinces of the territory of the shrine. And now, it has become the devotion of many Filipinos. Our Lady of Antipolo has come to symbolize the devotion of the Filipinos to the Blessed Virgin, visibly, continuously, immemorially, nationally, and culturally. In fact, her image in Antipolo is the most renowned that nearly all Filipinos could easily recognize this image because they have seen it or they are just familiar with the picture. Her shrine has been visited by more Filipinos than any other shrines.
Millions and millions of Filipinos have visited her shrine for more than 3
centuries. And then they continue to do so until this very day. The image didn't actually just stay in the shrine. Actually, from 1648 to 1748, it took 5 long voyages.
Each voyage took 1 to 5 years from Acapulco to Manila and vice versa. Now here's an interesting fact. Did you know that every time the image of Our Lady is going to come back home here in Manila, she is welcomed by the Filipinos with the grandest welcome. The bells will ring and they will sing triumphant aves as if they were saying, "Welcome back, welcome home." The Mass is then sung in her honor at a Jesuit church. The Capitan General and the Arsobispo de Manila would then conduct her back to her own altar in Antipolo.
In 1926, the image of Our Lady of Antipolo received the canonical crown from Pope Pius XI. There are 2 miracles that can be attributed to the image of Our Lady of Antipolo. First was its preservation of its image from the fire in which it was thrown by the Chinese during the Chinese uprising in 1639. And second, the defense of the port of Cavite from the Dutch warship in 1646. Now we're going to talk about the church that houses this image. It's none other than the Antipolo Cathedral.
The first missionaries in Antipolo were the Franciscans, who were succeeded by the Jesuits, who built and administered the Antipolo Church building.
Now, the building of the Antipolo Church was under the supervision of Reverend Father Juan de Salazar, S.J. Actually, the church was meant to receive and house the image of Our Lady of Peace in Good Voyage. However, it was severely damaged due to the uprising of the Chinese in 1639 and also due to the several earthquakes that happened during that time. The first chapel where the image of Our Lady was brought by the Jesuits was planned to be built on a different location. However, according to the tradition, the image was repeatedly seen missing but mysteriously found on the same place, that is, on top of the Antipolo tree. Because of that, the rector decided to build the church on the site where the Virgin was always recovered. And so the Antipolo tree was cut and its trunk was made into a pedestal for the Virgin. Now, towards the end of the Second World War, the church faced another destruction. It was actually severely damaged due to the bombing and the effects of the World War II. But after the war was ended, it was rebuilt and was completed in 1954. On the same year, the CBCP, or the Catholic Bishops' Conference of the Philippines, has officially proclaimed this church as the Shrine of Our Lady of Peace in Good Voyage.
After several years, it was then elevated into a cathedral upon the canonical erection of the Diocese of Antipolo.
It is now where the Bishop of Antipolo is seated. And these are some of the facts about the miraculous brown virgin and the national shrine of Our Lady of Peace and Good Voyage. I hope you find them very interesting as much as I did. In our next episode, stay tuned because we are going to talk about the famous May pilgrimage of the Filipinos and the popular Antipolo devotion. This is JR, wishing everybody happy 500 years of Christianity.